Right now, social media posts, they are surging. Of course, Election Day right around the corner. Many want to give their input on candidates or policies. Plus, multiple hurricanes hitting the southeast, and there's a lot of misinformation, fake images and things all across media platforms. Did you know that 57% of Americans regret a text or a social media post that they've sent? Well, maybe you're one of them. So how do you take it back? Or maybe you don't like what someone else posted and you're wondering, hey, how should I respond to this? Well, today we are joined by culture and etiquette expert Sharon Schweitzer to help us walk through these kinds of situations. She's taking your culture and etiquette questions as well. How do you get your question to our expert? Well, you text them. We're going to put the number up for you. It's 336-379-5775. We'll be putting it on the bottom part of the screen as well so that you're able to just text your question. All right. So with that said, all those people who have sent a text or they've made a social media post that they regret, what should you do after sending that text or making that post that you regret?
You have some options. You can, number one, apologize if you find out it's really offending some people. Number two, you can clarify your position. It may be that if you didn't word it the way you intended, you can clarify that. Number three, you can delete the post. However, please know that many people screenshot and it's still going to be out there. So those are all options. The other thing you can do is decide you're going to maybe post a little bit less on social media or change some of your privacy settings.
Aha, okay. Now, what about employers? In what way should we be worried about any kind of text, post, or comment that maybe we are making?
Oh, yes. 1 in 5 employers have made a decision not to hire a candidate or give them a promotion based on their social media posts. So that includes politics, profanity, uh, inappropriate content that may be considered adult. So be aware that employers look at social media. As a labor and employment lawyer, I'm no longer practicing, but I can tell you that employers routinely look at social media, and they have for over a decade.
So often people would say, well, that post or whatever, that's my free speech. Aren't I allowed to say whatever I want?
Absolutely. If you want to say whatever you want, that's fine. Just realize there are always consequences for our actions. And it may be that that really good position you wanted or that promotion is going to go to someone else who maybe was a little more discretionary in what they posted on social media.
Mm-hmm. So right about now, we've got all kinds of misinformation, whether it's about the election, whether it's about the hurricane and recovery efforts. Do you have any stats on that about misinformation and what we do with that?
Yes, it is surprising. I think your viewers will be shocked to know that 31% of people who post on social media do not fact check. They don't fact check before they post. So think about that. What you read online may be misinformation.
All right, and what do we do with sometimes that misinformation or the post or the comments? The comments are like super rude. People are calling each other names. There's all kinds of things being said. How do you respond when that is in your feed?
I think the first thing you can do is take a deep breath and decide, okay, how am I going to handle this? What is going to benefit me? Do I want to engage? Number two, you can mute that person. That's different than unfriending them or unfollowing them, but you can mute them. Or number three, you can just decide, I'm going to shut down social media for the night and I'm going to go exercise or do something more productive. Maybe you just step back.
Yeah, because I was going to say, what do you like? Sometimes people are posting on your post. They're commenting on your post. And what is the proper way to react when you don't agree with that post?
You can respectfully disagree with someone. You can tell them you appreciate their opinion and their insight, and you'd prefer that they not use profanity or hostility, and you'd like to engage in a civil discourse. And many times people will stop and think, okay, I responded in the heat of the moment. I'll tone down my rhetoric.
Okay. 30% of young adults who own a cell phone pretend to use a phone to avoid social interaction. This could be at work. This could be at home with their parents, or this could be even with their friends. How do we get someone to not do that?
The best thing you can do to avoid that is come up with some guidelines. For example, a number of colleagues have a requirement or a guideline that whenever people sit down and eat dinner or have coffee or go to lunch, no phones at the table, and the phone has to be on silent. So people are welcome to check their phone before or after. And the other thing I really like about that guideline is you can even say, okay, 30-minute warning, 15-minute warning, 2-minute warning, we're going to sit down and all the phones need to be put away so people can make that last call or that last text and get it done.
Is that something that you're seeing more of, especially in like group meetings, like work meetings, that not calls, but like texts or emails should not be done during a group meeting?
Many people are offended by that. Part of that, Tanya, is going to depend on the culture. What is your organizational culture? And do they tolerate that? Does it impact promotions? You're going to have to figure out the culture of where you work for the right answer to that question.
Okay. All right. So Sharon tackles all kinds of things. So we started with the social media posts and things of that nature. But as a culture and etiquette expert, she can handle anything and everything, including what I'm going to throw at her when we come back in the next group, which is, hey, if you're going to an out-of-town wedding, is that okay for that to be your gift, or do you have to actually get a gift? We're going to be talking about those kinds of regular life situations as well when we come back.